After skipping the early session today, Kerrigan practiced in the afternoon. Tomorrow, she plans to take the day off. Harding also practiced today in Hamar, and at a press conference, she was asked if she minds sharing the ice with Kerrigan.
I don't think it's uncomfortable at all. I think that we each give each other respect on the ice and the area that we both need. Nancy and I had a brief encounter. It was very positive, and we said hello, and you know, it's kind of a private thing. I need to be strong. I need to focus on what I need to do, and that is to follow my Olympic dream and to win the gold.
Thanks.
Meanwhile, Witt, the 1984 and 1988 gold medalist, arrived today in Norway. The 28-year-old German hopes to prove that she can still be competitive with a new generation of Olympians.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm at the Olympics, finally. Yeah.
Was a flashy young skater who would capture his second straight gold. Not long after, he became America's TV coach, teaching us all about the sport. Vern Lundquist takes a look at the dynamic Dick Button, past and present.
They said he skated with the same ease that Bing Crosby sang or Fred Astaire danced. A fitting description for a two-time gold medalist who changed the face of figure skating, gracing it with his athleticism and style. That man, Dick Button.
There was nothing delicate about my skating. There was a great deal of speed and a great deal of power to it. And I was blessed with good technique, good teaching. And as a result, it all came together, I think, well.
But it came together in the era before televised sports. The irony is that Dick Button is better known today for his commentary than for his figure skating. It was Button's contribution to the then infant sport which helped liberate it from the restrictions of the 30s.
Can you imagine going to Europe in 1947 and 1948? The world's most devastating war had just concluded. We were the fresh young Americans, and we swept into Europe healthy, good training, family support, undevastated by the Second World War, and advanced the sport. It was a shock troops that came in. We didn't know that we were causing this. It just happened.
Button's innovations forced skating to a new level. He was the first to perform the double axel in the 1948 games held outdoors in St. Moritz. There he also introduced the brilliant new move, the Button Camel, now known as the Flying Camel. Button was another American to return from Europe a hero. 4 years later in '52 in the Oslo Games, another gold medal, another innovation. He unveiled a triple loop, the first triple jump in history.
We brought a very strong athleticism to the sport and emphasized height in jumps.
Movement on the ice was not Button's only attempt to show his freedom of expression. He shocked the skating establishment with his keen fashion sense.
Well, everybody before me had worn black. I wore a short mess jacket, and it created a furor. Everybody said I looked like a waiter. It's interesting because this year, Kurt Browning is wearing a white mess jacket in his performance of Casablanca. It's funny how the circle closes.
And that is how Dick Button thinks of figure skating. Each skater is a cog in the wheel advancing the sport.
Remember, every skater comes into the sport at a certain level. And then he either adds to it or not. He, she, or they add to it. And when they are an important skater or a great skater, if when they leave the sport has changed and become better and different just because they were in it.
So when you watch the large triple axels of Elvis Stoico or the perfection of Brian Boitano's triple loops, remember where they originated. The skating of Dick Button.
All right, Dick Button. Prime time, you'll see the conclusion of that competition. For a preview, Andrea Joy spoke with 1992 Olympic silver medalist Paul Wylie.
Paul, thanks for joining us. You yourself surprised a whole lot of people in 1992, but are you surprised at how things have shaped up after the technical program?
Well, I don't think anybody would have believed that these would have been the results after the technical program. It's a surprise to everyone that Alexei Romanov of Russia is leading, and Elvis Stoico, of course, is not such a big surprise. But where did the people go? Where did the Olympic champions and the four-time world champion go? That being Brian Boitano of the United States and Victor Petrenko of the Ukraine, and of course Kurt Browning of Canada, who's in 12th.
So how does this happen? I mean, you mentioned it. You've got 2 gold medalists from the Olympics and a 4-time world champion. How does this happen? I mean, you would think that these are the guys who would have been able to handle the pressure. And you've got Boitano in 8th, Petrenko in 9th, and Browning now in 12th.
I don't know, really. I mean, it's just such a difficult program, the technical program. It's 100% final exam right there. You have to get out there, you have to do every single element as it is, and if you make one mistake, there are deductions that the judges have to take off. So I guess you would have thought that they would have been able to handle the pressure at the Olympics, but again, that is a tremendous amount of pressure, and I think that first of all, Brian Boitano and Victor Petrenko went out in the first group, and there was really a lack of energy in the building, and I think that might have cost them something. But you couldn't say that for Kurt Browning, who skated very late in the program and who knew that everybody else had skated badly before him. So I'm not really sure. I can't answer that question, but I'm sure that they're all disappointed.
Looking ahead, though, do any 3 of these guys have a chance at a medal?
Well, I think that you can't count any of them out for a medal. There's a lot of mathematical things that have to happen. I think that, of course, in 8th place, Brian Boitano is far away from the bronze, but, and I mean, there are even mathematical ways that he could win the gold. But I think that right now those guys have to be concentrated mostly on just skating their very best tonight and enjoying themselves.
So looking ahead now to tonight, let's look at some of the top skaters, the skaters who are at the top. Scott Davis, currently in 4th place after the technical program. He skates second to the last tonight. How do you like his chances?
Well, I think that he skated extremely well at the U.S. Nationals. He's able to nail both triple axels and one in combination. He's got a great program to West Side Story, and I think that he should be on the podium if he skates well tonight.
Now, the free skate is 2/3 of the score. Who out of these young skaters that you see at the top really has the ability to hang on through this tough part of the program?
Well, that's going to depend on how they skate tonight, of course. I mean, you have Philippe Candeloro, who's got this Godfather program, and he's got a lot of style, and he's got a great triple axel, too. But he's kind of erratic, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hang on to it. But you've got Alexei Romanov of Russia, who is in 1st place already. The judges really like his style. He can do a quad, but generally chooses not to. He's got a couple triple axels in his program, and I think that he's going to be right in there because he's just kind of vanilla ice cream. He's going to be there. He's going to be there for at least a couple of the triple axels, and of course Elvis Stoico is, I think, the front runner going into this. Even though he's in 2nd place after the technical program, he's capable of doing a quadruple toe loop, triple toe loop combination as in the same program as a triple axel triple toe loop combination. The guy is fantastic. He's been intimidating everybody in practice all week with his aerial superiority, and I think that he could be our gold medalist tonight.
Paul, there's been so much talk about the women, about Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. Does it have any effect at all on the men? I mean, it almost seems like that would have taken some of the pressure away because the spotlight hasn't been on them.
Well, I think that's true, but when the door closes on you, that pressure is still there. You're going to feel it. You're going to skate out. It's still your last performance, and I think most of these men, Boitano, Petrenko, and Browning are really, the pressure that they feel is that it's their very last shot at the Olympics and at that glory, and they've made huge sacrifices to be here, and so they wanted to skate their very best. I guess tonight they're just going to have to be satisfied with skating really well.
All right, that's our Paul Wylie, and really with the names of Romanov and Stoico, Candeloro, and Davis at the top, it's really a leaderboard we expected to see 4 years from now in Nagano, but the changing of the guard has happened early. All right, when we come back,